Hello Year 10, Gcse group. Hope you're okay, staying safe, staying active. Welcome to a really quick summary of the cardiorespiratory system. We're going to start off with this session on the role of arteries, veins and capillaries and the heart. I'm going to give you a couple of tips and tricks to remember some of the tricky bits, nice and simple. So let's whiz through it. Okay, let's start off with arteries. So arteries carry oxygenated blood around the body. They've got a small lumen, which is the hollow bit inside the artery, inside the blood vessel, which means that blood has to be forced through really fast under high pressure, and there's no valves, so everything goes in one direction. Veins carry deoxygenated blood. They have a large lumen, which means the hollow bit in the middle is big, so there's low pressure for the blood, and it has valves to stop the blood going backwards, make sure that it only goes in one direction. Okay. Right then, as well as arteries and veins, we've got capillaries. Capillaries are small blood vessels that carry blood to and from the body's cells. They're only 1 cell thick, so they're really, really thin. This is where the exchange of gases takes place. So carbon dioxide is being able to be breathed out of your body, and then we breathe in the oxygen to make sure that we can get that to our blood and then into our muscles. So this is where gaseous exchange takes place. They're only 1 cell thick. There's loads and loads of them. They surround the alveoli, which are in your lungs. So at the ends of the alveoli, or around the edge, outside the alveoli, you've got all these capillaries, loads and loads of capillaries, huge surface area, which means you've got lots of opportunity for the oxygen and carbon dioxide to be exchanged. So let's have a look at the heart. This is the easiest way to remember the heart. All I'm going to do is bring you right in so you can have a good look. Okay, so first of all, we've got the heart here. So there's your diagram of the heart. Looks quite complicated, doesn't it? Lots of stuff going on, lots of different things for you to remember. This is the easy way. Okay, there are 4 chambers to the heart. Right atrium, atrium AT at the top, right ventricle at the bottom, left atrium at the top, and then left ventricle at the bottom. Okay, so we've got those 4 chambers of the heart. We've also got some valves, and those valves, you can see the valves are in different places. Okay, so we've got a valve here, and they stop the backflow of blood. The valves can be remembered on the left, in the middle, and at the right as TSB. TSB, the bank, where you put your loads of money, this is where you put all your blood. TSB, tricuspid, semilunar, and then bicuspid. Tricuspid, semilunar, bicuspid. So you've got left, middle and right, or the right side, left side if you flip it, looking at the other way around. Alright, the path of the blood for the vessels. VC to PA, PV to A. That stands for vena cava to pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein to the aorta. So the blood comes in deoxygenated into the vena cava, then it goes through the right atrium to the right ventricle, off then to the lungs to collect all that oxygen by the pulmonary artery, back in by the pulmonary vein when it's got loads of blood now full of oxygen, and then off to the aorta where it gets sent out to the rest of the body. Perfect. Okay, next one really quick is the cardiac cycle. 2 different stages of the cardiac cycle, which is basically the cycle, the circuit the blood follows around your body. Diastole and systole. Systole when it's spitting the blood out, ejecting it. Diastole when it's filling up. So the blood comes into the right atrium, then to the right ventricle, then off to the lungs to pick up the oxygenated blood, back in then to the heart, where it's then distributed around the rest of the body. So when it fills up, when the heart fills up, you've got all that blood coming into the chambers of the heart. This is when it fills up, and that's going to be the diastole section. And then when it goes out and it's contracted, the heart contracts and pumps the blood out, it's the systole, so it's ejected. 2 different phases, diastole, filling up, systole, ejection, spitting out, S for spitting the blood out, and the 2 different cycles in the heart. Okay? The next thing to look at are these 3. Cardiac output, stroke volume, and then heart rate. Heart rate, we know, it's pretty simple. It's the amount of times your heart beats per minute. Easy. We can calculate that by taking our pulse recording it for 15 seconds, multiplying by 4, and that gives us how many times our heart is beating in 60 seconds, 1 minute. Cardiac output is the amount of blood ejected by the heart in 1 minute per minute. Stroke volume is the amount of blood ejected by the heart in 1 heartbeat, 1 heart contraction, getting the blood out. To calculate your cardiac output is pretty simple. So CO, cardiac output, equals your stroke volume multiplied by your heart rate. So you multiply those two together and that gives you the amount of blood that your heart is pumping out in 1 minute. The fitter you are, the more of an athlete you are, the more blood you will be pumping out of your body. So your cardiac output is a really good indication of how fit and how strong you are when it comes to exercise.